If the compact family hatch you really want needs an extra touch of class, it probably needs a smart badge on the bonnet. If that's the kind of car you're looking at, then here's one that you'll need to consider. BMW's second generation 1 Series now deserves your attention too. This revised version rejuvenated with sleeker styling, a smarter cabin, extra technology and a range of more powerful yet more efficient engines. A wide range of models offer everything from 3-cylinder frugality to storming 6-cylinder power and the option of all-wheel drive. It's a strong contender.
There's no doubt about this car's unique selling point from a driver's point of view. It's the only car in this class with rear-wheel drive. If you're an enthusiast, you'll notice the difference immediately you throw this car into a corner and enjoy the way that the back end pushes you through the apex. Even if drive dynamics aren't a priority for you, then you will notice a greater responsiveness about this car, particularly if you make good use of the standard drive performance control system that allows you to tweak throttle, steering, stability control thresholds and, with auto transmission, gear change timings to suit the way that you want to drive. Under the bonnet, BMW has introduced a couple of 1.5-litre 3-cylinder engines borrowed from the Mini, a 138 brake horsepower petrol unit in the 118i and a 116 brake horsepower diesel in the 116D. Otherwise, most buyers go for one of the 2-litre 4-cylinder diesels, offered with 150 brake horsepower in the 118D, 190 brake horsepower in 2- and 4-wheel drive versions of the 120D, and 224 brake horsepower in this 125D. For petrol people, there's also a 1.6-litre 170 brake horsepower unit in the 120i, a 2-litre 218 brake horsepower engine in the 125i, and a storming uprated 326 brake horsepower straight-six turbo power plant and the flagship M135i hot hatch. Taking any compact car and making it rear-wheel driven will always mean an inevitable set of constraints when it comes to styling and packaging. For such a layout, you need a longitudinally mounted engine, so a long bonnet, and a drive shaft running to the rear axle, which will compromise rear cabin space. Even given the need for all of this, the original first generation 1 Series model was still an unusual looking thing and had rear seat space poorer than some two-door coupes. In 2011, both issues were certainly improved by this second generation design, a car longer and wider than its predecessor, with a more mature, grown-up feel that's been further developed in this revised version. The changes made are most obvious here at the front, where a smarter lower apron with larger air intakes and a horizontal bar combines with sleeker headlamps featuring LED daytime driving lights. Time to lift the tailgate, the hatch rising to reveal a boot that's 360 litres in size, regardless of your choice between 3- or 5-door body styles. Time to take a seat up front, where BMW has sought to move this car a little more upmarket. There are nicer materials on show, along with smarter seat fabrics, a gloss black finish to the centre dash and extra chrome accents around the air vents and the stereo and the climate controls. BMW prioritises low running cost returns and has rejuvenated this car's Euro 6 engine range to underline that fact, claiming fuel consumption reductions of over 12% across this revised second generation 1 Series lineup. A major driver here has been the adoption for entry-level petrol and diesel models of the 1.5-litre 3-cylinder power plants originally developed for the third generation modern era Mini. Thanks to these, even the 118i petrol variant manages 56.5 miles per gallon on the combined cycle and 116 grams per kilometre. The 3-cylinder 116D diesel improves that to 78.5 miles per gallon and 94 grams per kilometre, and you can enhance that showing still further by opting for this model's more frugal twin, the green-minded 116D Efficient Dynamics Plus variant, which returns 83.1 miles per gallon and 89 grams per kilometre of CO2. Other car makers create a premium compact hatchback by merely prettying up the ingredients from the existing cheap one. BMW's 1 Series is different, with rear-wheel drive giving this car a distinctive selling point. It's certainly hard to argue with the changes BMW has brought to this sleeker and much improved second-generation version. The three-cylinder petrol and diesel engines allow BMW to keep pace with Audi in terms of cutting-edge efficiency. Upgraded connected drive connectivity, meanwhile, brings much of the cleverness of BMW's larger models into this more compact form. Of course, many of this model's more subtle attributes will probably be lost on a clientele drawn chiefly to its badge. Still, whatever your motivation for purchase, go for one of these, and that warm and fuzzy feeling that a company's making a smart decision is never too far away.